Joining me now by phone from Mooresville, North Carolina, is Jennifer Thayer. She's Lowe's Vice President of Store Operations for the locations that span up and down South Carolina all the way up to Virginia. Jennifer, I would imagine you're closing up some stores already because the outer bands, our own Jeff Flock just told us, have arrived. How many are closed?
So as of now, we currently have about 50 of our stores closing, and we could see up to 100 closing as this storm continues to move inland.
Okay. Leading up to Florence, though, you had them all open with thousands of truckloads of equipment and supplies, correct? Tell us how well that operation worked. And did everybody feel like they were getting what they needed without you guys running out?
Absolutely. So as of now, going into the storm, we've shipped out 2,700 truckloads of hurricane supplies, from water to generators to pre-storm and post-storm items like shop vacs and sump pumps and tarps, and a lot of product allowing our customers and our employees, quite frankly, to get ready for the storm.
Did Lowe's prepare well in advance? Because you know that every September there is one thing for sure: it's the worst month for hurricane season. So ahead of all of that, do you get the sense that people don't wait for the radar like we're showing on the screen right now to get really ugly, and they go ahead during clear skies and prepare? Or is there always that rush?
You know what? Some people do. Some people know coming into hurricane season that, you should prepare because you never know. But honestly, a lot of times we don't see that happen right up until a storm's about to hit. But I'll tell you, as a company, we prepare far in advance. That way we have the ability to get this product in the storm when the customer needs it.
Lowe's is headquartered in North Carolina, and that's certainly significant. You've got a command center in Wilkesboro. What's going to be happening at that command center as the storm pushes its way out and when it's done?
I'll tell you, we've activated our command center here in our Mooresville office along with our Wilkesboro office, and right now the team is really working on securing inventory and working with transportation and our distribution centers to get incremental product pushed into the field. So as soon as our stores can get open back up, we'll have the ability to have trucks on the road that are already prepared with the items needed that customers will need when they come back into the community, into their homes, to help them get back on their feet.
Hurricane Bertha, Hurricane Fran, Hurricane Floyd, all of these were hurricanes that many of these residents are quite familiar with. So this is not your first rodeo, certainly, but what is the number one thing you would advise ahead of the next one? And I hate to say it, but there's something called Isaac and another storm called Helene that are kind of out on the Atlantic Ocean. We don't know if they'll eventually come our way, but they look like they're forming. What is the number one thing people should always have on hand ahead of anything like this?
I always say make sure you have the basics. So make sure you have water. Make sure you have batteries. Make sure you have flashlights. Things like generators and shingles and tarps, it all just depends on how the storm hits, whether it's a wind event or a water event. But I would always say have things in place, too, so your personal belongings, your birth certificates and Social Security cards, just making sure that you're preparing ahead of time, because they become very emotional as these storms get closer, and you want to make sure you're taking care of your family, you're taking care of your home, and then if you're asked or told to evacuate, you do that. These storms are serious, they're big, and they're unpredictable.
Well, to you and all your employees, that whole Lowe's family, we wish you safety and certainly, hopefully, a better outcome. Thank you so much, Jennifer.